And welcome back. With us right now is Becky Jackson. She's the operations specialist and oversees all the excursions and different transportation needs of the community. And I didn't realize, I just found out you were with Emeritus for 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I was saying I probably had heard her name before because she taught here. What was it again?
I taught fitness classes and health classes.
Yeah, I'm sure I did. Well, great.
Yeah.
So you've been with the community in one way or another for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we have been talking about all the different things that the transportation department does, and one of them that is really cool is the demand response system, and it's primarily, or it is, for Sundays and holidays and things like that where maybe there's not as much bus service. People may have certain places to go and trying to figure out how they can get there, right?
Yeah. So with this demand response, there's been a lot of mixed reviews about this. Both people are kind of put off by it or they're excited about it. What people don't understand is that it doesn't take away services, it actually adds services.
Right.
A lot of the concerns that residents had was that they had to do long waits, especially with going back and forth to church. This offers them the opportunity to get direct curb to curb service.
Nice.
Yeah. So what we have here is we have the Sundays and holidays, and of course it's our approved holidays.
Yeah.
What you need to do is you need to call by noon the day before, and we have that phone number, which is the 949-268-2590 number.
Right.
And when they do call that number, they need to leave their name, their manor number, any assistive walking device, where they want to go, pick up and drop off times. And by 3 o'clock, they'll get a confirmation call.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing that they
So
know.
let's say someone decides that day on Sunday that they need to go to the store to pick up some sugar. And so what they can do is they can go ahead and they can call transportation on Sunday or the day of and also coordinate a trip. It just may not be exactly when they want it.
Okay.
So let's say they call at 10 o'clock and they need to get down there to get some flour. Well, we won't be available till 11:30 to come get you. But at least it's still offering those same day services as well.
That's good. Now, as far as the pickup, do they come right in front of their manor? Is there a pickup point? Do they need to go out to the curb? Or it just depends?
It actually depends.
Okay.
So usually they go to the actual area or the cul-de-sac where they are, and of course you hold up your card to let the bus driver know that it's you that they're picking up.
Yeah.
However, I think it's a great service, and it's a way to kind of offset some of those complaints that we've been having as far as the wait times.
Okay, that's really great. Now, is it a bus that goes around and maybe picks up 5 or 6 people to get them to their point, or just, again, that just depends?
It depends on how many reservations that we have.
Okay, very good. And as far as that goes, you know, as you mentioned, that they'll be contacted, there'll be a confirmation as it shows here, which is really nice.
Yeah.
That way they know what's going to be happening and it's all set for. And again, Sundays and holidays?
Sundays and holidays, so we do have approved
holidays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it'll be this Sunday and Monday. So I want people to be aware of the fact that they need to call ahead of time for the Sunday and Monday pickup times.
Okay. On the next slide, upcoming holiday schedules. Now, does this tie in with it, or is this something on the update on the holiday schedules that's a little bit different as well?
Well, this is our actual holidays that we have as VMS employees.
Okay.
And so we want to make sure the residents are aware to make plans accordingly to what holidays that they need to be aware of.
Okay. So obviously you see them there. And on the, we have, of course, Labor Day is coming up, but on that day, you have this demand response system going on.
And we also found that on holidays and Sundays that the ridership was a little bit lower. So this was affording us an opportunity to implement something new and also be a little bit more efficient. Okay,
very good. I think that's fantastic. Now, here's another one, and you kind of went, as you talked about before, if you forgot, you can still give a call and possibly get to where you need to do. It may not be the exact time, though. So if you have like a doctor's appointment, I don't know if you would on a Sunday or a holiday, or a very specific time, maybe you're saying, I need to get to the main transportation center because I have a bus to catch or whatever, you really need to call the day before. If you got a specific time,
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Or even church. Church is
Yeah,
probably our
that's true.
biggest ridership on Sundays.
Okay.
And one of the big chief complaints was that they had that wait time. When you schedule your time to go to church and back, you have that opportunity to make sure that you don't have that long wait time.
Okay, very good. So you schedule your time to get there. I got to be there from 10 and my service ends at 11. You're going to come back here a little bit after 11 and be
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So let's talk about the transportation survey that was done.
Okay, so we did a transportation survey, and I think it just kind of piggybacked off along this overwhelming fear that we were going to cut back services. And actually what we were trying to do is we were trying to ascertain whether the services, what neighborhoods they were going to, what locations they were going to, what was the purpose of their trip, so we could offer more services for those particular areas and maybe cut back on others. So we're trying to utilize the best possible services everywhere for where there's the higher ridership. And we wanted to see whether or not people were happy with the drivers, the office staff, if they were happy with the new excursions and the destination shopping that we have been implementing. So it's not to cut back services. I want to be very clear about that. It's to provide more services where services are needed.
Yeah, and that happens sometimes when a new plan comes forth here in the community, no matter what it is. And often people think, well, they're cutting back on something else or is replacing. This is in addition to.
And it's scary for the residents because there's a lot of the unknown, what's happening. And we are trying to provide the best possible services for them. Right.
Now, on the last slide you gave us, you talk about different services, Uber, Lyft, and of course government programs, meaning through OCTA and things like that, and even down there the Florence Sylvester, and all kinds of different services are available to people.
So
AgeWell, I should name AgeWell
yes.
in general.
So AgeWell is a nonprofit, and they offer services as well as Uber and Lyft. We want to get residents a little bit acclimated to the idea of getting the smartphones. I know that's very scary.
Yeah.
It's the
a lot
unknown
of them have
is
it.
change. Some of them have them and some of them don't, and we still want to accommodate the ones that don't have those smartphones because they prefer to call in. So with Uber and Lyft, this gives them an opportunity. I use Uber frequently.
Yeah.
I love it. And you can see where the car is coming, and you can see a picture of the driver. So anyways, what happens is that we're going to offer a Transportation Awareness Day to offer all these services. Another thing that we've been getting a lot of calls about was a resident will have a garden club and they want services going back and forth to a special event. We can't provide those services because our buses are provided on a grant and we're not allowed to charter them out. However, I have spoken to and contacted a couple of the limo companies or coach bus companies, and they do offer that. So we want to make that available for those clubs that would like to do that. Okay,
very good. Hey, when it comes to the smartphones, I know that at least the Mac Learning Center here, I think they still do classes on iPhone. They're probably less so now because so many people have them and know how to use them. But I think they still do. I'm not 100% sure. If you have an Android device or looking to get an Android phone, I should find out if even though it's the PC club, but they would be on that side of it, probably have that. But that's a way that you can learn how to use your smartphone, and really, nowadays it's almost, unfortunately, it's almost mandatory that you have something like that.
Unfortunately, yeah. It's things are changing, and sometimes those changes are scary. I remember when I got my new iPhone, I had always had a Droid, and I got a new iPhone, and I was very fearful of the change. Am I going to like this? And my son had to show me how to use this, but once I got used to it, I really enjoy it, and I love all the apps that it has and the efficiency that I could. Yeah, and it's amazing, and it's just which way you want to go. It doesn't really matter. I think if you're primarily an Apple user, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you're not, or even if you like the Android experience, they have a lot. They're a little bit more daunting, only because you got one iPhone. Basically, they all work the same. They may look different or something, but with Android,
it can be, I think there's dozens of different ones out there, and it's a little bit more daunting. However, a lot of people like them better because they can manipulate them
Right.
a little bit easier. So that's just
Well,
just up to you. They're
And
both
I
great.
appreciate you bringing that up about the educational services that we provide here.
Yeah.
If people do want to start using that there are services and resources for people who want to learn more about using their phones.
Yeah, and your tablets as well.
Right.
So it's they're lots of fun. They really
So
are.
we want to also make sure people are aware of our Transportation Awareness Day.
Yes.
It's going to be a large event. It's going to be over at Clubhouse 5, and Wednesday, November 8th from 10 to 2. And we're really looking forward to making this a great educational event,
Yeah.
as well as offering new services for our residents.
Yeah, and you've done this in the past.
Yeah.
Although it's expanded because years ago it was strictly about our bus service.
Right.
Now it's about everything that is available to you and how the community can hook you up with all that, right?
Absolutely.
Very good. Always good to see you. We'll
Good to
probably see you
too.
again
Thank
very
you for
soon.
having me on, and I love how we matched today.
Yes, we do. Yes, very good. And have a good holiday, and we'll
You
see you
too.
soon.
Thank
All right,
you.
take care. Bye-bye.
Right, bye.
We'll be right back.